But I was in an Uber with a guy who was actually telling me about betting.
Yeah.
And why he does it, right? And he was just telling me about his last winning. I think he won something like 6,000 rand with 50 rand bets.
Wow.
So he wagered 50 rand on scores, and he had to say that these are the teams that are playing this week, and these are the games that will produce 2+ goals, so 3 or more goals. You know what I mean? And then that's how he got that. So for 50 rand, you could win 6,000 rand if you got it all correct, and you could do that for as little as 10 rand. You know, in fact, on BETWAY, you can bet for as little as 1 rand. That's what I saw in a billboard that was put up in the township. So now you need to consider the people that they're advertising to. Let's say you've got 7 rand on you. 7 rand on you. What can that buy you? You can buy 2 Courtleys, 2 Courtley cigarettes. You can buy 2 Courtley cigarettes, and you can place a bet for 1 rand.
Lucy, so we 350.
So we 3 rand. Yeah.
Wow. 4 rand. 4 randy. 4 rand for a Courtley.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's say you can get 1 Courtley and you can place 2 bets on BETWAY, and you could win 1,000 rand or something like that. So for someone who's got that little money, right, they're obviously going to spend it on gambling because it's the only way they can flip it into more money. They actually need more money. So that's the thing that lures a lot of them in. And because the money that you need to make the minimum betting is so little as well, it gets people into dangerous behaviors where the little money that they've got, they don't even save it up to get something substantial. They are now just, giving it all the way to betting. It's as if you got change in your pocket, that's the change that you now wager, and then becomes a habitual, thing. Even just from a mental health perspective, there are people who now bet as a coping mechanism. You know what I mean?
Coping mechanism.
Like someone would take a cigarette when they're nervous or whatever. They go on to BETWAY, they wager, and you know what I mean?
Kind of gives them some kind of...
You know what I mean? They feel a lot more productive. So the way in which it's now seeping into just normal behavior, I mean, is terrible. And then you've got the added thing of the Premier League now being sponsored by BETWAY. It's the BETWAY Premier League. I don't know if you saw, there's a video that's trending on TikTok. If you watch Barcelona, they've got this new young star, 17-year-old Yamal.
Okay,
yeah, he made his debut for Barcelona at 15, youngest to ever debut, youngest to 100 appearances, I think. Wow. At the age of 17.
Wow.
Or he's just about to turn 17.
But like a teen phenom, really.
Yeah. So there was a video of him and his mother and his older brother. This is from 2014 when he was 6 years old. You know what I mean? And it's trending now that he's carrying the hopes of UEFA Champions League title for Barcelona this season. It features a song by a Nigerian artist called Scales, who's an acquaintance of mine. I know him very well. So now with this video trending, it made me think about, the influence that this league, BETWAY, has on little kids, all those little kids that want to be soccer players, that want to see themselves in the PSL. The fact that the audience for South African football is across the board. Whether you're in rural South Africa, football is big. In the townships, football is big. In the suburbs, in the cities and towns, you name it, it's big. And if the Premiership is now sponsored by a betting company, that is the most devastating way to normalize this very, I guess...
socially destructive.
Yeah, it's socially destructive. I mean... The suicide stats is something that we saw from Discovery. We're saying
yes,
the cause of death, especially for black males and males in general, right? For me, correlation is not causation. But when betting and suicide goes through the roof, there's only one thing that I could either blame it on, So that is my challenge with the betting. I feel like that's something that needs to be clamped down on, but it's too lucrative for the Western Cape government. They're the ones that are Western Cape Gambling Board, Western Cape Gambling Board. Every betting company is approved by the Western Cape Gambling Board.
Can you tell me, because that is actually I noticed that, why the Western Cape?
They've got different gambling regulations there.
Do you know what's different about them?
No, I don't know. That's what the people that are watching
We just
are going
know that
to educate
the
us on.
liberals, the
They're gonna put
liberalism
us,
of the blue party there.
Not only that, I think it's about the amount of Western and international companies that are based there, and them bringing whatever is successful in their native markets to South Africa. So a lot of UK betting companies came into the market. Even now, the UK has put a clamp down on betting and betting advertising. The United States hasn't done as much work on that, and the same UK companies that are now, outlawed for some of their practices in that region have now moved to lucrative markets in the States, and South Africa seems to be another lucrative market that they can move into. And there is some support politically for the foreign investment, especially in betting and gaming. And I feel like places, I mean, even in KZN, they're also very big on the gambling board. If you look at companies like Superbets, they're also part of a group that owns the Sibaya Casino. There's a lot of gambling that has been going on within that province as well. And I feel like there's a lot of support. There's a lot of
life in
gaps.
Life in KZN is a bit of a game of Russian roulette.
Yeah,
talking about that.
There's gaps in the regulatory space that are being exploited by these companies to our detriment. We're still a developing country, very unequal country, a low income country, low median income country. So these things have got devastating effects on a broad cross section of our population, and they need to be clamped down on. I don't think